welcome back, and today we are going to go through a series that I like to entitle Knowledge Hub. If you are anything like me and you are just a nerd when it comes to learning something new, then this will be for you. If you have ever started a business and you have failed drastically, not so great, hasn't done well, or you are someone that is starting a business, think about starting a business in 2025 and you are thinking, what are the steps? What are the processes? There is tons of noise out there that literally tells you they can 10x your business in 4 to 5 days. And I'm someone that wants to understand the entire end-to-end process. And I have read a book that has been fantastic in the past couple of years for me in terms of trying to build businesses in whatever industry that is. And that is the book called The Personal MBA by Josh Kaufman. It is an exceptional book. It is a book that is so exceptional. I have literally end to end read this book and put notes in there because it's such a good book. Now, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to walk you through the insights and the key things or the key takeaways I took from this book. So let's get into the Knowledge Hub series. So the first thing is the core 5 values of any business. If you are thinking about what is the model of a business, what does a business actually contain, and you're worried about, the operating model, or you're worried about, the customer marketing template, this will give you the basic idea of what a business actually contains. So the first thing is the value creation. And the value creation is, what does your product or service offer in terms of value to your intended target customer? A lot of time people create products and services, but they're looking at the products and services rather than the value it's creating to a customer. And in this book, it talks about the purpose of your product. Back in the days, before we even had anything which we call currency exchange, people were exchanging items for items, or we've known it as the barter system. The barter system was pretty much, I've got 6 eggs, for example, and you've got some butter. I will trade you 2 of my eggs for that butter. That was the exchange we had for the value of something we wanted. Today, that's completely changed. If you want something, you go out and buy it. Your customer will come to your business and they will buy the product. Before that even happens, the idea is that the customer sees value in your product. Nobody really buys products or services for the sake of buying products and services. We are actually investing into a company because we see the benefit it will have in my life as a customer. So the first one is value creation. Second one is marketing. Marketing is so important. I think sometimes as well, we market just blindly. You can just say, I'm going to market it the way everyone else is marketing. But if you understand the value your product or service is offering, you will technically be able to market better because now you are meeting their needs and you're marketing to their needs. And naturally, you will end up attracting customers. The third one is sales, and sales is a process of pretty much getting an interested customer. I really want your product. I'm not sure we want product. I'm thinking about your product. I'm not really sure. I maybe want your product. But pretty much a customer who is thinking or has an interest in your product and getting them through from interest to actually purchasing a product. If you've gone into, for example, a store and you wanted to buy let's say you want to buy a sofa, most time you'll probably go to the sofa, you'll sit on it, you'll check it out, see if you really like it. Now, whilst you're doing that, a salesperson, male or female, literally comes up to you and says, I'm thinking you might like this product. Tell me a little bit about what you're looking for. That whole conversation of sharing your ideas and your wants and your needs for the sofa is processing in the mind of that salesperson and thinking, okay, right, I think we might have a product that actually suits you. You as a customer will probably come up with objections and saying, I'm not sure if it's right for me, I'm not sure it's the right fit, the right price. There'll be multiple layers of objection. But in this book, he talks about how to get through that, understand where your customer is at in the marketing process, which we'll talk about later, and then actually sell and confirm the actual sale by having a transaction. The fourth one is value delivery, and we're going to talk about how you can actually create a product that can exceed a customer's expectation. And the fifth one is finance. Now, it's not your obvious finance that I'm going to talk about in this review. I'm going to talk about a very specific type of finance that any business that's trying to start up should really be thinking about. A lot of times when people are starting businesses, they think about profit, make profit, and you are in business to make profit. No one's in business just for business sake. You're in business to make a profit. However, in the early stages, you really be thinking about product delivery, customer, and then the profits will roll in if you're doing your job right. Now let's get into core values. And core values are every need a human being actually tends to have. And the key about core values, it actually gives you insight into how to market to your customer. If you understand your customers' value, what they need, how they need it, you can market a message that actually is in tune with their needs and potentially get the sale. The first one it talks about is the acquiring need, and people need the idea of acquiring. Things like insurances, brokerages, they're examples of people that acquire for your purposes. So say for example, you want to buy a property. Most likely you're going to go to a brokerage firm. A brokerage firm is in the business of acquiring. They give you that sense of they will be able to support you in acquiring your business. The second one is bonding. Does your product or service, is it covered around bonding? And bonding are things like your restaurants, your dating platforms. Those are platforms or services and products that basically bring people together. Now, if your service is around that, you should be marketing around the idea of bonding. The third one is learning. Maybe your product is all about education and inspiring people to be better than where they are today. Examples of this are platforms like YouTube, platforms like Upskill. All those kind of platforms are giving people the opportunity to learn something different, to be one step better, to learn something they don't know, and to attain a level of success that they'll be able to attain a knowledge that will get them to the next goal. And that's a learning aspect. The fourth one is defense. Now, defense is things like your Ring doorbell. Now, if you think about Ring, for example, Ring is pretty much the ability to basically see who's at your door, let them know that you might not be available, but also it's a level of security that Ring provides as a service. Now, if anyone owns a Ring doorbell or similar sort of products, those are examples of companies that are basically meeting the needs of defense and defending a customer's need. And the fifth one is feelings. Now, this is where you're stimulating a customer's mind. This tends to be in industries like gambling, actually. So gambling industry is a great industry when it comes to actually making people feel and stimulating their needs in terms of acquiring, but also making them feel that they are winning. So that's another industry that it could be in that case. But there are tons of products out there that are pretty much around the feeling aspect. But the core values are very, very important. The reason why core values are important is because when you understand, one, what value your product or service is offering to a customer, you're then able to say, right, if I know the needs or the core needs and values that it's actually offering to a customer, I can create marketing messages, and we'll talk about marketing later down the line, marketing messages that can basically attract my customer in the journey that they are at. The third one is testing, what I call minimal viable product. If you are creating a service or you're creating a product, always consider stripping it back down to the bare minimum. Now, sometimes bare minimum sounds like I'm creating a product, that's bare minimum. Like, how my customers even enjoy this? But hear me out. When you're creating a product that literally is the minimal viable product, what you are doing is creating a product that meets the customer need currently as it is. And then you can expand on it and iteratively develop on that. And what that basically allows you to do is you're scaling back on cost, and you're not spending a huge amounts of money too early on without actually getting customer feedback. So for example, Fitbit actually never actually created any watches. What they actually did was create a website and then actually detail what the product would actually do. And then they said, if you were interested, buy the product, pre-order the product. And what do people do? People pre-order the product to the point that within 1 week, they had secured over $2 million of funding. And what that would have done for the company, one, it would have said customers are actually interested in our product. And also I think when you are actually creating pre-orders, and that's an example of actually, testing the market, it gives you an opportunity to even go one step further if you're looking for more funding, maybe as an angel investor, because now you can actually prove that people are interested in your product, and it gives you leverage to basically ask for more in the case of a startup. The fourth one is marketing. Now, marketing is not one size fits all. A lot of the time people think that actually marketing is one message and everybody must listen to the same message. But in the book, he actually talks about the idea that you need to market to the journey in which your customer is at. So you market understanding the awareness of where your customer is at in their journey. And he talks about various different awareness. First of all, he talks about the unaware customer who is not aware they even need your product. They're not even aware they even have a problem. An example I want to give is, say for example, you are creating a specific vitamin, a vitamin that maybe cures a specific type of illness. Now, some customers might not even aware that they have this illness, and they're just not aware that they even need a product. And in that case, you have no luck in just selling your product. One, you need to educate a customer to even get them to buy the product. And that's an example of an unaware customer. The other example is the customer is aware of their problem, but that's all. They don't know they need to do anything about it. They're not even aware there's even products out there. And that's a different sort of marketing message. The third one is a solution awareness, where the customer is aware of their problem, but also they're not aware if your solution is necessarily their solution that they should be using. They're not aware of your solution, hence the reason why they're aware, but they need to know that your solution is actually out there for them to purchase. The other one is offer awareness. Now, they are aware of your product. They are aware that your solution actually exists, either product or service, but they're not sure if the product is right for them. And in that way, you're actually having to persuade them, understand their objections, and basically lure them in to say, actually, this product could actually be right for you. So the marketing message, again, is slightly different. The final one is they have full awareness. They're aware of the problem, they're aware of your product. And now it's all down to if the price is right. And that's where you've got to get your pricing right when you're pitching yourself in the market. Sometimes you have to pitch yourself at a higher rate because your product is actually at a better service. But if the price is not right, the customer won't pay. The final one is value delivery. Now, there is no other company that does it as good as Amazon. And I said it, Amazon do a fantastic job of value delivery. And in the book, we talk about value delivery from a quality perspective and the mindset of quality to what a customer has based on the performance of a product and based on their expectation. Every single customer comes in with an expectation for a product or service. Whether they've heard about it or they've read about it, they've already planted a seed that they have this expectation. So let's say, for example, a customer's expectation is at level 1, okay? That's a very low level. Let's actually up it a little bit more at level 5. So they expect this product is going to give them a good level 5. That's the expectation of the product. Now they go online, they order the product, and they actually purchase the product. Now, how you can exceed the expectation is based on delivery and performance. And this is where we talk about the performance aspect of it. And when you can actually do it in a few ways. So when it comes to the performance aspect of it, it could be that you offered a 3-day delivery service. But actually what you actually do as a business is that you offer that product in a next day delivery or within 2 days. So you're exceeding the customer's expectation by delivering quicker than expected. The next bit is about the performance of the product. If you are selling a product, you probably said that this product can do X, Y, and Z. However, the individual customer has it at a level 5 thinking, yep, it's going to do me at level 5, it's going to do all these things and I'll be happy. The product arrives and it exceeds the expectation. Maybe it performs a little bit better than expected, it lasts better, the quality is better. Automatically, by doing that, the customer's quality and their expectation goes through the roof. And that's where you can actually increase the quality. So where the customer's expectation is, you need to understand what their expectation of your product or service is, exceed in the performance of it, and automatically that mentally increases the quality of your product and the perception of that specific customer. And you know what happens when a product is really good? Literally, they will rant and rave on about it. And the good thing about that is when customers rant and rave about your product, what will tend to happen is that people will buy from people. People tend to buy from what their friends or family have said is good. Most likely, if you're listening to someone who you probably don't have a lot of trust in, you're not going to buy from them. But if someone you trust in, a family or friend, or someone you follow, you actually have a lot of respect for them, and they say, right, this product is really going to do you a good job, most likely you're going to buy the product. It's like an automatic, literally purchase. So when it comes to actually building a product, I would always say try and build a product that you know what the expectation is of that specific customer and exceed it through performance, and automatically the quality and perception of your product is greater than initially anticipated. That's all from me, guys. I hope you actually do read this book. It's been one of the best books that I've read in a very, very long time. I've read a lot of business books, but the good thing about the Personal MBA book is that it gives you every single aspect of business, right from the idea that you have, right through to delivery, right through to finance. It gives you a 360 on what a business actually is. A lot of the time you might be trying to transition from being a hustle idea to actually a business, and that transition can literally be very challenging. You can take tons of courses, you can listen to tons of audio, but I honestly say that this book has really changed the way I think about business, the way I structure business, and you just focus on what you need to get you going. So I hope that was helpful, guys, and I will speak to you on the next one. See you later. Take care. Bye now.